Welcome back to Cosmoholics Anonymous. I am your favorite new mama, Bougie Vintage, and today's video is a story time. This is the story time about a Chanel bag, honey, okay? And it's really short. It literally happened yesterday. I'll give you a backstory. So basically, Mother's Day weekend, 3 of my sisters had come up from Toronto, and one of my sisters is really into fashion and stuff, and she was telling my mom about how she met this girl, and the girl is from the church. The girl is from the church, honey. The church in the States. She's from the States or whatever. And how the girl loves designers and stuff. And so she actually had a really cute Michael Kors bag with her. I don't really rock with Michael Kors, you know, but I used to. Anyway. So she was like, no, and I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. She's like, you can have my other Chanel. It's a vintage one, right? And my sister used to work for like a real estate company, and so you know them real estate bitches rich as hell. And so the real estate lady really liked her, and so she did give her a vintage Chanel. And so that one is legit, but the one that the story's about, child, you guys are gonna be dying. Whatever, that was the weekend, Mother's Day weekend. She told me she's not selling me the bag or whatever. I guess she changed her mind. Yesterday, she messaged me and she's like, hey, you still want to buy the Chanel off me? I was gonna bring it to a consignment store, but since you asked me before, I decided I would check in with you first. I was like, okay, what year? You have the authentication card, you know. So first of all, this is the picture of the Chanel. Let me point out some red flags right away. First red flag is it didn't have the quilt print, the quilt design, which Chanel does offer chevron bags, but the type of bag it was, the fact that it wasn't quilted was a red flag for me. There's a couple things that stood out right away, and maybe it's just because I'm into that stuff why right away I was just like, I don't know about this. But so she sent the picture of the bag or whatever, and so I'm looking at it and I'm looking at the hardware on the bag, and so the hardware on the bag is this part, like the chain on the bag, and I was like, it's a little bit too yellow, like it's too yellow gold. And so I'm just like, let me see the ID, okay? So your Chanel purchase will come with an authentication card. On the inside of the bag, there'll be authentication inside there as well. And so she sent me a picture of the authentication card. And so I asked her what year is the bag from, because obviously that plays a factor in how much I'm gonna pay for the bag. She tells me that the bag is from 2014. She tells me the bag was $3,500 and she's gonna sell it to me for $2,500. First of all, one, I don't know if this bag is legit or not, so I'm about to ask questions. Secondly, if I'm going to spend $2,500 on a bag, I need to see it in person first, you know, even if you are my family, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I need to see that shit in person and everything, you know. This ain't about to be no e-transfer. This is not eBay. I'm not about to get swindled, gypped. Oh, not a nice word. Sorry. This ain't about to be a swipe or no swiping situation. Like, no. So then I asked her for the serial number and the year. So she sends me the back of the authentication card, and there's a serial number on there. And so every Chanel bag, the authentication or the serial number of that's on the card, well, first of all, it has to match the serial number on the inside of the bag. However, the serial number is also a way to identify what year the bag was made. These are things you can Google, you know. And so I decided to Google the serial number. I Googled this serial number. I Googled this serial number and I put Chanel purse, or I just put Chanel. And the very first image on Google Images was literally a picture of the exact same serial number. On top of that, it was like an article about real versus fake, and I was just like, girl, this bag not real, because what is the likelihood that that exact serial number would freaking show up? So I'm like, okay, this is too much. And so there's other factors that factor into the authenticity of a bag, and so like the hologram on the Chanel card is supposed to be holographic, so if you take a photo of it, it usually shows up as a white circle. It won't show up as the 2 C's. And so everything was looking like a fucking dub, okay? So I'm not sure at this point, even though the card popped up on Google, so I'm just like to her, what's the year of the bag? She tells me 2014. The problem with that is the number that's on the serial the serial number that she showed me or that she sent to me doesn't match out for 2014. And so she's only giving me information that the girl that gave her the bags gave her. And so apparently this girl is always, not my sister obviously. My sister, first of all, my sister didn't know that the bag was fake. That's number one. But number two, the girl that gave her the bags, she apparently is always on her she's always on her Facebook talking about, I don't wear fake this, I don't wear fake that. Bitch, yes the fuck you do. You bought this from the China shop on in freaking New York on the strip. Like, what are you talking about? Yes, you did. You bought this bag from Pacific Mall. Like, what do you mean? So she told me how the girl is apparently saying how she don't wear fake stuff, blah, 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 because when she came for Mother's Day, I actually said to her, how do you know it's real? I was like, are you sure it's real? Because who the fuck gives away a $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000 bag? Like, nobody is doing that unless they Jeffree damn Star, okay? Nobody's doing that, you know? No regular ass bitches are doing that. It's just too fishy. I screenshot the stuff I'm looking at online and I sent it to her, and I said to her, I think you need to bring it to the Chanel store at Whole Renfrew or even Saks to get it checked. It's not 2014. It's from 2005, 2006 with that serial number. The serial number I googled is coming up as a popular counterfeit. And the Chanel logo in the corner should be a hologram. Maybe the girl that gave it to you probably doesn't know it's fake. And she's like, oh shit. And then she tells me, yeah, she doesn't do fake labels, so I know she probably doesn't know if it is a counterfeit. I'm gonna get it checked. She's like, where did you find the serial number? So I sent her a screenshot of what I found online. What the fuck? Oh, the string on my the string on my thing was tickling my foot, and that was a bug. I sent her the links and everything. Like, there's like a guide to finding out if it's fake or real. It's a quick YouTube video. Like, I don't know what my sister's thinking. I don't know why my sister didn't do this to begin with. You know what I mean? And so she's like, kiss my teeth. Thanks. I'm gonna take it to a real retailer and see what they say. So I'm like to her, show me the inside tag with the serial number. They should match. It probably does match, but that number I think is supposed to be associated with the Chanel boy bag, not that bag with the flap. And she texts me yo, she texts me back. She's like, it's fake. She's like, I just looked in the bag for the serial number and found this instead. You guys, I was fucking crying. I was like, no. And so I ended up talking to her on the phone after that. So obviously we came to the conclusion that the girl thought my sister was dumb. I guess she wanted to make my sister think like she's like high-tea, like she was trying to pop style, I guess. And so she's giving my sister all this stuff, trying to like reel her in. And I guess because she seemed genuine, my sister just figured the bags were real. But I wouldn't be surprised if her damn Michael Kors was fake, because Michael Kors is the easiest brand to fake. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Michael Kors bag is fake too. I would hope not, because Michael Kors is super affordable. But I was just like, what the fuck? So like, imagine I legit gave my sister that money and come to find out the bag's fake. Imagine me having to go back to my sister and be like, I'm gonna need you to run me my money. I'm gonna need you to run it back here, sister, because this bag was made in China. And Chanel ain't made in no damn China, honey. No, no, no. Snipper. The moral of the story is, if you are going to buy things online or from somebody, if you're going to buy something secondhand that's supposed to be name brand, there are really good counterfeits out there. And then there's really bad counterfeits. I would consider this one a bad counterfeit because there was a lot of things that stood out to me as soon as she sent me the photo of the bag. And so, I don't know. I got an eye for designer, honey. So I rather go and buy it from the source. Like, I rather go to freaking Whole Renfrew and buy it from the store than pay somebody for their secondhand goods, unless I know for sure, unless they could provide me with, girl, you better provide me with video footage of your ass walking up into the Chanel store and purchasing that bitch, because I'm not about to get swindled out here in these streets. And so don't be in the comments talking about your sister knew. She tried to, no, my sister did not know. She legit didn't know. If she did know, she would have had an attitude when I was like asking bare questions or like coming and telling her this, that, and the third. I told her what she should do is cut the tag off that says made in China and bring it to the consignment store anyway and see what she gets for it, because either way it's all profit, right? It's not like she paid money to the girl for the bag. If that would have been another story, honey. We would have been having to drop names in this bitch. She would have had to go to small claims, Judge Faith. Like, luckily she got it for free, so it's not a loss for her at all. However, she would have looked crazy out here in these streets rocking a fake Chanel, thinking that her shit was real when it wasn't. Like, but I'm just like, how come she didn't check this beforehand? Like, that's the first thing I'm doing. I'm looking up, like, if somebody gives you something expensive like that, or something that's supposed to be expensive, they didn't get the damn Warden flea market, the first thing I would think to do is to see how legit it is. Like, with the authenticity card, that doesn't mean anything because that can be fake too, as we see here. You have to really dig deep and make sure that the inside of the bag don't say made in no damn China. But there are really good counterfeits that will have the right tag on the inside. The only thing is, there might be like little discrepancies in the design that prove that it's counterfeit or real, you know. She said she's just gonna steer clear of the chick because apparently the day before this conversation happened, people were telling her that the girl was messy and stuff. She was saying that there's like a love-hate relationship with this church goer with this church girl. People love her or they hate her, and I'm like, if she's a church person, that don't even sound right. This sound like Love and Hip Hop. Like, no. Anyway, I asked her what the supposed chick does for a living, and she told me that she doesn't really know, that the girl prophesies at different places and stuff, and sometimes she's on TV doing ministry work. And I said, how sis out here prophesying but she couldn't see that her bag was fake? Like, or she couldn't see that you were gonna find out that her bag was fake, you know what I mean? Like, I just can't. But that's super duper whack. Like, don't front on people. First of all, that's the big thing here too. Like, if somebody gives you something, if they just want to be nice or whatever, so they want to give you stuff, okay, cool, give them stuff, but don't front on them and act like it's real stuff and then it's not. Like, I was like, oh my god, like, I would have been so pissed if that was me and I found out that the shit was fake. Like, honestly, I would have been like super duper pissed. Like, you can't do that. You can't just be out here pretending shit is real, giving people stuff, acting like it's real, and then they get embarrassed in the streets. Like, no. That is literally the definition of bougetto, okay? We ain't here for the nonsense. Anyway, my sister thanked me. She said she would have been embarrassed if she tried to sell it to somebody else, like that wasn't me, and they booked her. She said she would have been so embarrassed. Or if she sold it and they found out it wasn't real. Yeah, like, that's crazy. So the girl should have told her. She should have been straight up about it, because what the hell? My sister rather have simple things than fake things, you know? She can get like a $40 bag. Hell, she can get a nice ass bag from freaking Winners or Marshalls or whatever. It'd be a quality bag than a fake ass. Like, why would you wear a fake bag when there's so many nice bags out there that are, whether it's genuine leather or vegan leather? Like, why would you wear something that's fake? If you can't afford it, just leave it on like, leave it alone. Anyway, that's none of my damn business. That girl is fucking trifling. I wish my sister told me who she was, because I would drag her ass for filth, for real Z's. In the comment section below, tell me a time you almost got swindled or you did get swindled. I love you all, and I'll definitely see you in the next one.
None of my business. It's none of my business.